Hey, what's up guys? Mr. Free Coiner coming back to you again today. Wanted to go ahead and create a video regarding XRP. I've already put one out a little while ago about Tron, and of course now my favorite, XRP. So let me go ahead and start by saying I'm not a financial analyst. I'm simply providing my opinion, so don't make any investments or not based on what I'm saying. I'm simply, like I said, just giving my opinion. Now, looking at the volumes, volumes are looking pretty good. It's down just a tiny bit from when I was looking at it earlier. So, you know, all in all, though, the price and volume, I have yet to see the correlation. Of course, we've seen the volumes way up and the price doesn't move, down and the price doesn't move. So, you know what, I've just come to the point where, you know, I think that it's going to move when it's time to move. When the people that actually have their finger on the trigger decide it, then they'll make it move. So, all right, so let's just go ahead and take a look at the price. Tron sitting still at 37 cents. It's holding there very, very steadily. And also Tron is sitting at 2 cents. It hasn't done much of anything either, sitting steady, which is good on one hand. On the other hand, hey, not so good, because we are looking for some increases in prices. But like I said, it'll happen when it happens. Not gonna throw any predictions out there. Of course, you know, I know we're all kind of, you know, we're all a bit tired of waiting, but you know what? Unfortunately, that's exactly what we're gonna have to do. So let's just be patient and, of course, just see this thing through until we get to that other side. All right. So now I want to start off with an article that is it's a very touchy or rather a touchy subject. I personally don't understand why this hasn't been taken care of, but I think, you know, everything that we see is for, you know, there's a purpose behind it, right? Whenever you see articles like this, they're being brought up just to make sure there's just that little bit of FUD out there to cause a little bit of you know, discouragement. So that's the way I feel. I mean, could totally be wrong, but that's my thought on it. Now I'll go ahead and read a bit of this article. XRP is a security. Social media welcomes another debate on the matter. Okay, Dr. T, a prominent member of the XRP community, challenged Ari Paul, a Twitter thread about XRP not being a security. Here, Dr. T stated that XRP is not a security because the digital asset was created before Ripple. Furthermore, Ari Paul and a few others engaged in an intense argument on the subject. The original tweet by Dr. T stated, "I just came across this. I noticed that at Ari David Paul had liked the tweets as well. You're aware of these facts. I will let your followers know as well. XRP was created before Ripple, so it can't be a security." Okay, so here Paul replied by writing that Dr. T needs to be careful when giving inaccurate legal advice on the web, as he could personally be held liable for it. I'm not sure how that's legal advice, but anyway, he also stated that even if Ripple was created 5 years after XRP, XRP could still be a security. Furthermore, according to Howey test, which is a test used by the Securities and Commissions Exchange to check if a digital asset is a security or not, the timing of Ripple incorporation is not an eligible determinant. Okay, you know, fair enough. It is not one of the Howey test questions. Fair enough. He continued to convey that many in the cryptocurrency space have been posting several screenshots of early Ripple PR, Twitter posts, and website captures where they created XRP. By this, Paul negated the argument of XRP being born before Ripple. He then opined boldly, indicating that Ripple might have committed early fraud if the claims related to XRP being created before Ripple are true. Yeah. So anyway, to move on to this, Esent, another member of the XRP ecosystem, joined the Twitter thread to voice his opinion. In his tweet, he brought the point of XRP once being a security, but is not anymore. He wrote, "Well, okay, so this is the thing. First of all, XRP has never been a security, and the reason why is because XRP has never been classified as a security. Never has. Um, it can act like a security. It can, look like a security, but it has never been a security. It has never been classed as a security. So, I just want to get that out there. All right. So more, disregarding for a second the clarity provided by other countries on this topic, I'm curious whether the XRP is a security camp will be satisfied if the SEC were to say XRP was once a security but now isn't. Or is blood the only thing that will satisfy the opposed to it? Now, and I think the person who wrote this tweet, I think, of course he means well on this, but I don't think saying this was, I think that just gave them some ammo. I think like I said earlier, the proper approach would be that, XRP has never been classified as a security, period. Whether the fact of the matter is, as Brad Garlinghouse, as David Schwartz have, and Corey Johnson have constantly said, if Ripple were to, go south, then, or just close doors, XRP would still be around. And vice versa. If XRP were to, for whatever reason, not be available, would that mean Ripple is out of business? No, because they didn't even start off by using XRP. It was Xcurrent, which used the original system that, very similar to Swift. So, and even to that, even if they stopped using XRP, what would it be to then use another cryptocurrency to fulfill the same job that XRP is fulfilling? So, all right, to move on. By now, the discussion had turned into a rebuttal session where it was Paul's turn now. Here he stated that the SEC enforces the regulations. At present, the definition of a security is defined by the 1933 and 1934 Securities Acts legislation and interpreted by the courts according to him. SEC's opinion carries much weight and pragmatism at this hour. Esent reverted to the above and wrote, "Thanks, but that wasn't my question. I'm curious if, in your opinion, the CTXRP is a security camp will be satisfied with XRP, but it was no longer a security camp was, yeah. Anyway, from the SEC, will this be satisfactory to you? Others, in your opinion, or will nothing short of criminal charges work?" According to Paul, his interpretations of such statement by SEC will mean what it exactly communicates, a statement of intent by the SEC that is not likely to be prosecuted. He added that such a statement would probably support civil lawsuits. Again, like I said, that's not the correct approach. XRP has never been classified as security, and that's just it. And let's see how far I'll go ahead and read it all before I go into any more. In his next post, he stated that the key to winning the race is purely intellectual honesty and general clarity in the cryptocurrency space. In his words, "I don't like gaslighting. It's up to the regulators and judges to enforce laws and regulation as they will." On the contrary, Esent believes that intellectual honesty is important indeed. However, he opined that the XRP as a security argument is not an honest one. In intent or perspective, he also mentioned that according to the legal clarity established abroad as well as the attempts that are being made to frame regulatory infrastructure for cryptocurrencies, XRP is clearly not a security. This statement by Easant took a deep hit when Ari Paul reframed some of the points expressed by the former. Here, Paul questioned the stance of the U.S. on XRP being a security. The tweet read, "I don't understand. Are you saying that XRP was a security, but you're hoping that in other countries it's not, and or that the U.S. will change its laws to retroactively make the crime of selling an unregistered security not a crime? You're saying XRP is a U.S. security?" The debate continued as both the parties stuck to their arguments. Many other members of the cryptocurrency space and XRP in specific joined and submitted their comments on the subject. Okay. Thank you guys for sticking with me through that because, man, I tell you, sometimes after a long day, it is, yeah, it's fun. Anyway, so as I said, XRP has never been security, was never classified as such. Also, I am definitely in the belief that the current legislation, current rules that deem something a security or not, I don't think they fully they really work with cryptocurrencies. I think there needs to be some modifications to it, because never in the past has something that they're considering as, whether it's a security or not, it's, you haven't ever had a stock that fueled a way to do business. So XRP is fueling an innovation in business is what it's doing. There has never been a stock that has done such a thing. Only currencies have done what XRP is essentially doing. So there's more. It's more complicated than just the Howey test. It's more complicated than that, because essentially when you take a look at the fact again that if XRP went away, or rather if Ripple went away, XRP would still be in usage, then that in itself, it calls for some revamping of how securities are looked at or deemed. There's just more to it than just this. Yeah, I think both parties actually brought up good points, but I really don't believe it's even relevant in this particular case. XRP, I don't even think. I mean, the stuff that they were saying as far as the legislation that I think Soto is trying to push through, I think that will be the best way to take all of this, because it's just not. These tests are not going to work for cryptocurrencies. It just is not. Now, there will have to be different laws, or just a different take on what would be considered a security and what not. Now, regulation that comes for ICOs and all that is definitely important. I think companies need to understand that if they are using cryptocurrencies to power whatever it is that they're doing, and that's their sole way of making money, then yeah, they're probably looking at there being a security. If they're not selling anything else, if they don't have anything else other than the coin to fuel whatever it is they're doing, then yes, that is not the case with Ripple. Ripple is not only depending on XRP to get paid. They have RippleNet. Okay, they have XCurrent, they have XVIA, they have XSpring, or Spring, however you want to say it. There are other things that they have that are basically paying them. They're not just depending on XRP. So anyway, guys, I hope that makes sense. I hope and I mean, and I have to also put a disclaimer out there. I am not a financial analyst. I don't even deal with this stuff. I'm just giving you my opinion on it. This is just what I see. as you know, as much as I've looked at all of this information, this is what I see, you know, as far as this is concerned. And this is how I feel about it. I could be totally wrong. These guys that make these laws, they are much smarter than I am in it. And, you know, all in all, we all have an opinion. So I would definitely like to hear yours. You know, tell me what you guys think about it. You know, do you think XRP is really security? Do you think there are some other things that we're all missing that make it not a security, or that makes it a security? You know, I mean, put it out there. Now, if whatever anyone puts up, it's great. Just make sure we always respect one another. There's no point in name calling. There's no point in just being, you know, generally nasty. It's not necessary. So just leave your comment, make it, you know, intelligible, and you know, and just straight to the point without all the nastiness. All right, guys. So thank you for joining me. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like button. Make sure you hit that post notification button as well. Until next time, guys, this has been Mr. Free Coiner. Thank you for joining me. Take care of yourselves, and God bless.